he met the party.
Gotcha.
Just, due to the day in, day out of, going to his 9 to 5, going home, going to his 9 to 5, etc.
Stagnating.
Um,
I gotcha. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But now he's like adventuring again and, running a kingdom, and it's boisterous and booming, and
Right.
yeah.
So they are born as babies and are children and become adults and stuff. It's only after like they become adults that this thing can happen to them.
As far as I know, yeah, that seems to be the case.
Okay.
Gnomes without adventure in their life are sad, sad gnomes.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna open with like a little bit of a kind of a montage sequence to kind of cover over the last year, because it has been a year since you guys defeated Vortikai and rescued the remnants of the people of Varnhold. Varnhold has sworn fealty to you, giving you access to all of their lands, which have been absorbed into the Beacon Marches. Flower and his people spent considerable time and resources building a road to Varnhold through the mountains. So there is an actual easy access to it. You don't have to go mountain climbing or through the pass anymore. Several lumber camps were established. Several quarries were established to get you guys the necessary resources for a kingdom of this size. You guys are officially a country now. And I did some math, and you guys fully control a third of the stolen lands. Maybe a little bit less.
Oh.
So
Very cool.
you are very much a growing power. Didn't have any terrible events. You did have one thing where like there was a land boom as everybody started moving in, and there were some disagreements between the newcomers and the already existing people. But it caused some unrest, but Lindsay managed to smooth things over, pulling her weight as a bard. You had some nobility from, I think it was Taldaran, visit, but they didn't stay because you guys didn't have adequate accommodations for them, so some mansions were built after that. You guys have a castle now in Leighton.
Oh.
All of your settlements have been expanded to cities. You've got a population of around 80-ish thousand people. Every single one of your settlements is self-sufficient. They have stockyards, they have sewers, they have mills where applicable. You've got Arcanist Tower in Varnhold and I think Rivers Bend. Leviton's Landing has expanded into a marketing hub, the kind of the gateway to the marches. So if you guys do need to buy anything, Leviton's Landing now I think you can buy up to definitely level 10 and maybe level 11 items, so you're on par with the things that you might need.
Oh. Okay. Good to know.
So you don't need to travel all the way to Brevoy anymore. And also, you guys have actually kind of outstripped what's available in Brevoy. Everybody spent a year basically just doing your jobs basically. Nothing untoward has come up in the meantime. So everybody had the opportunity to earn some cash. For the people that didn't retrain, it worked out to about 600 gold. And then for Father Hall and Snow Maple, it worked out to like 480 gold. Because both of them did some fairly extensive retraining. I think that's it. I know Traxton wanted to interact with the centaurs to kind of before the year passes to handle that, so we'll do that, and then we'll go into a montage as everybody does their things over the course of the year. So on the map, the areas that the centaurs lay claim to is marked, just on the borders of your territory. When you arrive back after defeating Vortikai and after rescuing Sakura's daughter, the centaurs are extremely happy to see you. They didn't think you were going to come back.
Right.
Let's find my notes. There we go. Oh, sorry, Akora. That's Sakura. Akora Silverfire. You're welcome back as heroes of the Nomen Centaur people. There is much feasting and fun to be had. Akora does take her daughter aside and has a little like heart to heart with her about, breaking taboo and why it's not done. But
Well,
So she's not shunned when she comes back. Like, this is not a thing you can't come back from.
no, there's a very stern talking to, and there will probably be some more punishments. Like she'll have to do like menial work around the camp and probably not get to like go riding with the other scouts and stuff for a while.
Right.
But it's not a kicked out of the tribe forever forgotten sort of thing.
Cool. Okay.
it's important to note that things happen for a reason. If your daughter didn't run off, then we perhaps wouldn't have had the impetus to investigate these lands anyway. So a great evil has been put to rest, destroyed, because of what she's done. Don't be too hard on her.
It's true.
That is true. I wish there had been a better way for you to become involved. But a great evil has been defeated, and perhaps now my people can rest a little bit easier. We've watched the Valley of the Dead for many generations.
Well, you'll likely have some extra time on your hands, so no traditions to make, no alliances to forge.
Perhaps we're happy to keep to ourselves. We'll provide. I mean, you are heroes to our people for what you've done. We don't wish to be a part of your larger structure. But we understand the need for alliances.
There is safety in numbers, of course.
And from what our friend says, you guys have quite the collection of liquors and spirits, so perhaps trade is on the table.
Well, we already have agreements with you from when our druids helped you with your food shortage quite a while ago, but I'm sure that those will continue. We only ask that you don't try to bring your ways to our people and to our lands.
Of course.
I assume we would respect that.
Of course.
However, if any of your people wish to come into the beacon marches and see our cities, they're more than welcome.
Agreed.
And if any of your fighters would like to perhaps warm up and be hired on, we'd very much like that.
Well, perhaps it would do my people some good to see the wider world. Not necessarily become a part of it, but to at least see it.
Whether you'd like to become a part of it or not, there may well be a day that we unite against a common enemy.
That's true. It may serve us well to learn your fighting techniques and for you to learn ours.
At the very least, an agreement to warn each other in case of a threat.
We will absolutely agree to that.
A defensive pact. I'll draw up some paper.
Are your people aware of any other remnants of the Cyclops civilization?
There are ruins here and there.
Hmm.
Uh, the Valley of the Dead was our primary concern. But
Mainly,
of, uh,
sorry.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say mainly within the mountain range, these ruins.
Mainly within the mountains. There are some in the hills to the west. Your people are free to explore the area around. Just we will mark our territory, and we ask that you respect the lands there. But anything else, you are free to investigate and search.
Excellent.
And during the ceremony, Samantha will come up to probably to Father Hall. He seems to be the one in charge, and she'll kind of bow her head and she'll present her spear toward you.
That's an honorable gift.
Well, it seems the least I can do. I don't know how long they would have kept me alive and tried to pillage information from my mind. So losing the spear is painful, but it's a small price to pay for freedom.
Very well. I'll I'll keep it somewhere safe. Perhaps someday you'll like to come retrieve it.
Perhaps. Perhaps I will earn another weapon. I have uh, I have some atonement to do, and I'm sure there will be plenty of opportunity for me to acquire things.
Well, then, when you're ready for a new weapon, I suggest you speak to the professor. He's the best craftsman I've ever met.
Oh, then when I'm ready, I will certainly do that.
Well, let's get a drink.
So there is much drinking. There's much celebrating. During kind of the ceremony where you guys are pronounced as basically friends to the Nomen. Akora will bring out the bow, Skybolt, and she will present it to Traxton as a symbol of our agreement to protect one another, to watch over one another.
He just sort of looks at it in disbelief, and he'll look up at her. Because I imagine they're all taller than us, right? Like
They are.
essentially.
They are at least like a couple heads taller than you.
Hmm. Yeah, he'll just sort of nod. Just sorry, as a quick aside, I'm just trying to open the party stash and I can't. Do we have any of those holly berry feathers left? Or bush feathers left?
I think you do because we didn't. You guys decided to hang on to them. So yeah,
Uh,
there's four of them.
yeah,
Right, we planted one in the grove to the north of Tasselford, and we've got. Is that already done or?
That's done. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So we have four. Perfect. So like in after she hands me the bow, I'd like to I'd like to have one of those on me because I had planned to do this. I say in exchange, and like this is the place where they come to. This is one of their like annual gathering spots, right?
It is.
Traxton will go to like a prominent place and say, as a gift from us to you, as a symbol of a connection between our communities, and he'll put the feather in the ground, and the hollyberry bush will spring up, and he'll say, "This there's a matching bush," and he'll describe the location, and he'll just sort of step back and say, "Just a symbol of a connection between our two communities. And he'll just nod, and in thanks for this, and he'll hold up the bow.
There's there's like a kind of a murmur amongst the various centaurs. Like they've never seen anything like this. So it's like a kind of like a ooh ah, but in like Sylvan.
Yeah, he doesn't mention it right away. Like he'll leave his speech at that, but the next available chance he'll tell whoever about the fact that the berries can heal. Well, 1 hit point or whatever, but just give him the down low on it, right?
Yeah. Right. So they accept your gift quite graciously, and they will basically make a verbal pact at the very least with Father Hull. They don't seem to be very keen on written stuff, at least from their end.
Oh, we'll write down the verbal agreement anyway.
Yep.
Lawful neutral to the core, right?
Transcript, yeah.
But yes, so you guys do have the Centaur Gnomon, the Gnomon Centaurs as allies that you can call upon, and if you get the opportunity at some point, you can actually try to recruit members into an army.
Hell yeah.
Right. Other than that, over the course of the next year, as things are fairly quiet, if folks would like to do a little description as to what they do during the time, feel free.
Yeah, sure. I'll go first. So now that we're a country, I think it makes sense that Father Liam Hall would now become Bishop Liam Hall to be in charge of the now country as opposed to state, I think it was before.
Oh,
Yep.
He spends a lot of time essentially laying down his weapons and taking up the cloistered cleric subclass instead of war priest. And also picks up ritualist as a dedication. So he's kind of going full spellcaster, get into the book of numbers, the book of city building and whatnot, full scripture type. Side quest for him is he's still working on the Jethal problem. Like his side quest, personal side quest, is to try to cure her of her undead nature. Obviously, he doesn't have the tools to do that yet, but I think with ritualist, he's a step closer. So
okay.
that's him.
Yep. And during your time with Jethal, I mean, Jethal has basically been busy kind of keeping an eye on your borders and stuff like that. And she will let you know that, like, basically several months into things, she's heard rumblings of possible trouble forming in the west, in the Hook Tongue. She sent agents out there several times to try to get the lay of the land, and nobody has returned back. So she's not sure what's going on there, but we need to keep an eye on the west.
Yeah, I think you said that we've moved some of the armies over westward just in case.
Yeah, as a result of Jethal's
Yeah.
keep an eye on things, you guys have said, okay, let's get some armies down around Tatzelford and stuff, and just in case.
Cool.
All right. Anyone else?
I'll go second. I think Draxton spends a lot of his time bouncing around the different sections of the kingdom. He would probably spend some time off and on, like for periods of probably a month, couple of weeks at a time, over in with Tressa and the nymph. Just sort of trying to learn some more magic from them, and just taking in that area of the woods. Also, we'll go to Oleg's, back to the trading post and see how they're doing. It's been a while since he's touched base with them. and also check out what Ekandeo and Dog are up to.
So the nymphs are happy to have visitors. They spend a considerable amount of time just kind of like kicking back and relaxing more than anything. It's kind of like, when you get together with friends that you haven't seen for quite a while, you don't really do anything, you just kind of hang out. They also let you know that they have heard that there is trouble brewing to the west on the other side of the Narrow Marches, in the swamps of the Hook Tongue. They've spoken with some of the little fairies and stuff. Like it's at the extent where some of the fairy folks are actually fleeing the Hook Tongue and coming into the Narrow Marches. But they're not able to ascertain what exactly is happening. Just get out while the getting's good. Rats sinking or fleeing a sinking ship sort of deal.
A threat. Gotcha.
There's something brewing there, and the Fae folks are like, let's go.
Right. Gotcha.
Up in Leviton's Landing, construction. I think there's a ton of construction going on. Like whenever you come back to a settlement, there's like a new building or 2 or 3 that's been built. Like it's just flat out trying to keep up with the pace of people coming in. Making sure that everybody has adequate housing, making sure that that there's enough enough food in the inns, to make sure that there's enough farms to support everybody. Like every single time you come back to a settlement, there's like, that building wasn't there last time, that wasn't here. At one point you come back and like, because Leviton's Landing has irrigation that runs up to it now, and now they've got a functioning sewer system. And yeah, it's becoming quite the hub there. Like Oleg and his little general store and Svetlana and her inn have like never been busier. They're kind of like, well, we kind of came to the frontier to get away from this hustle and bustle. But well, it is what it is.
Those guys we left, they told the line, did they?
Absolutely, couldn't ask for better people.
Excellent.
I think they were just. I think they just needed somebody to give them a chance.
I have to tell Hull when I get the chance.
Next
time I see him.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of folks in the wilds, right? They just resort to banditry because they don't have other options.
It's true. Lots of options now.
So many options now. Almost too many. I mean, I'm not one to complain, but.
Well, I don't know. I kind of liked it better the way it was before. I don't know. It feels different now when you go into town. It's into town now.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
That makes complete sense. Ikandeo and Dog are spending a lot of time not in town. Like a lot of time not in town. He is hooked up with the warders. He's helped to train them in some unconventional warfare tactics.
Oh, okay.
Basically, when the warders leveled up, they picked up the dirty fighting war action.
Okay.
So basically, they use trickery, deception, and unfair tactics. They're basically special forces now.
Guerrilla tactics, like.
Guerrilla tactics, striking from hiding, using traps. He's quite the handy trapper. So he's taught them a variety of different things.
Yeah, that's what he was doing before, right? He was trapping for food for the community.
Yep, and now he's kind of expanded it to the warders.
Excellent.
He's kind of latched onto the warders as like Valerie is in charge of all of your armies, and then he is under her, leading the warders.
Oh, okay. I'm not displeased with this development.
He has especially trained them in fighting giants.
Ah. His particular hatred. Mm-hmm. Excellent. And Dog's doing well?
Yes. Dog is still doing well. He still doesn't have a name.
No.
But he's still doing well.
Well, that's his name now, Dog.
That is his name now.
Yeah.
He responds to it.
I'm sure. Yeah. This is the only thing Ekindale calls him by.
Yep.
Excellent.
Uh, Anybody else doing anything in particular over the year?
Yeah. Um, Professor's gonna spend a considerable amount of time when we get back to Layton. Just kind of locked in his office, kind of single-mindedly trying to study the Oculus of Abaddon that we picked up. Still probably not making much heads or tails of it. He'll head back to Brevoy to talk to the other thaumateurs that he's encountered, Professor Belmont. And joins up with the Esoteric Order of the Palatine Eye, who are a sort of secret society of eldritch researchers and like noble folk who are sort of dedicate themselves to studying the unknown magic of the world. Sort of as a first line of defense should anything befall Galarian. So yeah, he spends time there, becomes one of their members, and after quite an extensive leave, returns to take his studies back up and see if he can put to use what he's learned with them.
Perfect. Why don't you give me a crafting roll to see what you can find out about the Oculus?
Yeah. I'm gonna hero point that.
Okay.
Bright and early. And I would be okay. Same roll. I would be using like all of the tools at his disposal. So pocket library. Yeah, all of his spells. So that's a 28.
So the Oculus of Abaddon, you do find some reference to it. It is a potent artifact, rumored to have been created by one of the Four Horsemen as a reward for those who served them. It's a sphere of clear crystal containing a pinpoint of flickering red light. Feels oddly warm to the touch. And when you touch it, you do have this desire to pluck out your eye and place the Oculus within the socket. You're pretty sure that's what you would need to do to be able to access its powers.
I still don't understand what its powers are.
You still don't know what its powers are.
Okay. For now, I will keep it locked away in a vault.
Okay.
And ensure that the only people that know of its existence are the people in the party and Valerie and Jathal.
Okay.
We'll put some kind of illusion around that thing to make sure that no one can find it.
Yeah, absolutely.
At least nobody mundane can find it.
Perfect. I mean, you do have a bank, which I imagine has a vault.
Yeah, we'll keep that under lock and key.
Yeah. In the bank, in the vault, in the safety deposit box with an illusionary wall placed over the front sort of deal.
Yeah,
Exactly.
all of it.
Yeah.
We'll get Snow to try to find it, and if she finds it, she can suggest new things.
There you go.
And yeah, aside from that, he's just going to be spending time patrolling the towns, educating whoever wants to listen, on what the stolen lands seem to have, what they have had in the past. You know, just making sure townsfolk are, weary but prepared for a werewolf coming into town.
Gotcha. Part of the construction that happens over time, because I was like picking buildings for the settlements, because we did like, for anybody who's watching, we did like an entire year's worth of kingdom turns. So I just kind of did what would be logical. So Varnhold actually has a museum to take advantage of the closeness to any sort of relics from the Cyclops Empire and the like. So there is an actual museum within your kingdom as well that you can use for research or storage purposes or whatever.
Wonderful.
Oh.
We should deposit our heirloom relics that we picked up in the Lonely Barrow, I think it was.
The artifacts you've been hanging on to for like 3 years.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, now we have somewhere to put them.
Did we sell all that pottery too? The artifacts we found in the tomb?
Yeah, the pottery and the artifacts and stuff like that, they're technically sold, which means they're not in your stash anymore and you got money for them, but they're actually in the museum.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Like, you just didn't sell them to somebody on the street.
Cool.
All right. Is there anything that Snow Maple and Flower are up to over the year?
So-
No, I'm not taking it.
Oh, you're super quiet, Zach.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm not in my usual setup.
Ah.
1 second.
When does Professor get young?
Probably. I'll let Jonathan answer.
It's like pretty gradual.
Okay.
I imagine it's like as like he starts getting younger
Mhm.
before he leaves, but it's like not the most noticeable. It's just kind of less gray hair.
Sure.
But then by the time he gets back, he's definitely de-aged rather, like 20 years, and then just gets progressively younger from then.
Okay.
Probably has nothing at all to do with the artifact that he has.
You dress
No,
exactly
no,
the same
no.
though, right? Like,
Oh yeah, I'm still, dressed in
Okay.
chainmail and some like light robes over it.
gotcha.
Still
Is
has
this
his
any
like
better?
big blue scarf.
All right.
Was this any better?
Much better.
Oh yeah, you're good.
Cool. Awesome. So yes, now did you want to take this or am I taking it? Cool, I'll take it. What's it? Alright. Flower is going to spend the first little bit. He's going to first we're going to stop in at our taverns and share the new alcohol recipes. Yeah.
Excellent.
Expand our selection. Then he is going to. He's going to go find him. He's going to find a Miri. It's time. It's time to drink. I imagine it's not very hard. Just listen for the yelling.
And just listen for the yelling.
And it was said that at some point we're making an arena.
There
Is
are
that what was it? Was that what the plan was?
there are plans to build an arena at some point. Yes.
Okay. If it's done at some point within the year, well, I would like to try and get Amiri into the arena to try and get to know her, even get closer. And what better way than fighting for fun?
So yeah, I don't think the arena's not built yet. The people have talked about it, so probably Flower and Amiri setting up these matches is probably like we need to get an arena for the two of them.
Yeah, it's like setting up like little pit fights.
Yeah, we can't have the two of them destroying a tavern every week. We need an arena.
It's so expensive.
Like we literally go to start taking out some of the flooring to make a pit in the middle of one of the taverns. Like no, stop doing that.
Yeah, the
That's the
United
third floor I've replaced.
the United Tavern Union goes to the it goes to court with like a petition saying like we need an arena. We can't afford to keep replacing our floor.
Flower's just sitting there. Whatever could you mean?
I see how this works. Government kickbacks. You cause the problem, then you get paid to fix the problem. Stupid government.
Well,
Guys,
you're
I
not
think we
wrong.
need an arena.
But during your time with Amiri, especially like towards the end of the year, so probably in the spring, she seems like she's not quite herself. She's like
Okay.
she still like goes fights and drinks and stuff, but it's almost like she's distracted.
I will kind of give her a hey, like, what's up? Like, probably during the middle of a drunken boxing match, but I will try to suss that out of her.
Oh, I've heard there's barbarian tribes gathering to the west. They believe this prophecy, the twice born chosen of Gazran.
Oh,
I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should go. I've heard that the tribe that I left, the Six Bears, something's happened to drive them from their lands up north, and they've been moving south. And I don't know if they're involved in this or not. I kind of want to find out, but at the same time, I'm not necessarily welcome back home.
is it something that you might want some backup on?
I think if I make the decision, I think I'll bring my new tribe with me.
Hell yeah! Bam! Punch.
Yeah, I don't know if this Amrag is who he says he is. I don't know if he's just trying to gain power over the tribes. I don't think the Six Bears would follow him, but I think I'm going to have to find out.
Well, you at least got me. I imagine if we bring it up to the rest of the crew, they'll probably be into
That's true.
to help out, as you say, the tribe.
True. Yeah. Maybe
You're one of us now, so
if I promise Father Hull not to stay out of jail for like maybe an entire month, maybe he'll.
and maybe one visit to one of his temples a year.
That's a little much.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think I could do that either. But
Maybe. Oh,
if you do it, I'll do it.
I'm not gonna offer that if he asks.
No, if he brings it up.
If he brings it up. Yeah. And then she punches you in the face.
Of course.
What is
To replace the floor right now. Yes.
What is Snow Maple up to over the year?
Any fix to the audio issue?
I think Snow Maple's having audio
Oh no.
difficulties.
Yeah, I'm not even seeing snow light up.
He's gonna reboot. That might fix it.
Yep.
You'll turn it off and back on again.
That's right.
Possible solution incoming.
I work in IT. I know these things.
I mean, when you think about it, that's really what sleep is.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. While we wait for Dawn to get back. So yeah, like I said, the kingdom runs smoothly for the year. You guys are at the point where, as long as you're doing things that you're actually trained to do, it's pretty decent. The things that you're not good at, you're really not good at. The primary concern as you go get closer and closer to summer is this potentially rising threat in the west. It seems like the barbarian tribes. There's no mention of Amiri's tribe. There's no mention of the Six Bears tribes. It's primarily the Tugger Lords, which are native barbarians to the area, as opposed to the Six Bears who are moving in. It's primarily them and some other folks that are kind of gathering. All right, Don's logged back
Hello?
in. Oh, there we go.
Hey.
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 Hey, everybody.
Hey, hi.
Audio's achieved.
Good, excellent. So, I think for Snow Maple for the downtime, she spends a couple of months doing some retraining, taking some medical courses, because she's going to be a medic instead of a swashbuckler now. And then after that, Snow Maple will slowly like slip away for the majority of the year, probably. And she's gonna go home and visit Katapesh,
Ooh.
and she's gonna leave in her place with a drawn out plan of the things to take place in the kingdom. The orphan that she recruited to be her body double.
Gotcha. So yeah, she's like, here's the things that I need you to do.
Exactly. Wear this mask and be seen in public every once in a while. Other than that, do what you want.
Perfect. And leave instructions as to like what buildings should be built where and all that fun stuff.
Exactly.
Where the kingdom funds should go.
Yep. And then she's gonna return home to Katapesh, probably in the guise of like a traveling medic.
All right. So is she doing anything in particular, or just needs to get to someplace where it's like hot and dry?
She wants to go home. She is feeling strangely nostalgic and wants to maybe visit mom and dad. Like her mother is one of the priests at the Elven Waygate near Katapesh.
Yep.
And her dad is, he's a importer-exporter.
Importer-exporter. So yeah, your father, true to his word, has not pushed his business too far into the Beacon Marches.
Good.
He's respected your request. He does have other trade in the area, but not within the Beacon Marches.
Excellent.
So if you do go adventuring too far outside your borders, he's instructed his people, and he'll give you like a little token that you can show if you run into ne'er-do-wells.
Okay.
I mean, I understand that some of them are going to be freelance operatives, and what they do, I mean, how they meet their untimely demise at your hands, that's on them. But the folks that are working for me will recognize this. I mean, it wouldn't look good if you were killing people that worked for me because they didn't know that you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So
I don't predict having to hurt anyone.
Well, just in case.
Just in case. I appreciate the thought.
And your mom, she fusses over you to some extent, but she also realizes, like, you're a grown up. You can take care of yourself. But to save you some trouble, she will actually get you basically the kind of the teleportation circle address,
Right.
for her temple.
Excellent.
It's like, I know you kind of dabble in magic a little bit, but if you get the opportunity, this will save you some time in your travels.
Thank you. And I imagine too that Snow Maple will bring a few things home that she's discovered in the far off lands of the savage stolen lands. The Snow Maples picked up kind of a couple of trinkets to bring back as offerings.
Oh, for sure. But yes, your visit is pleasant. Your parents are, I mean, despite being a crime lord and everything, fairly decent.
Yeah, I could also bring Mom some sketches of like the elven architecture we found at the
Ooh.
the ancient outpost there. Remember
Oh,
where we had the vampire elf lady?
yeah, yeah. The Forgotten Keep.
Yeah, yeah,
There is actually an Elvish delegation there that's been studying it and stuff. So
yeah. I'll bring her a copy of whatever they've got
perfect.
worked up for research and such, because she'll find that interesting.
I guess the important question is: do you want to bring her one of Lindsay's flip books of your adventures?
I mean, probably just because I think they're kind of cute.
There you go. So yeah, your mom is actually considering, basically seeing about getting maybe attached to the research fellowship at the Forgotten Keep.
Yeah.
Not that she wants to keep an eye on you,
Mm.
but I mean, fascinating part of Elvish history.
Yeah, well, I guess it was some kind of vampire fairy lady that had taken over the place, right?
Yeah, kind of like a, and your mom will tell you it's, yeah, they're fake creatures. They're not vampires per se, like they're not undead,
No.
but they do have a certain predilection for blood drinking.
Yeah, there was a definite blood fetish vibe going on.
Well, there's a wide variety of fake creatures out there. Some of them relatively common, some of them known only to a few. Some of them are entirely unique entities.
Yeah, well, this one's a lot less social than some of the other ones I thought.
Well, maybe I should go and take a look.
Excellent.
Other than that, though, for everybody, your time is basically spent like doing your day job and running the kingdom. Because I don't think Zach was on, for everybody who didn't retrain, you earn about 600 gold over the course of the year, just by doing your job and collecting your paycheck. For those of you who retrained, it worked out to like 480. So you can add that on. Some people have spent money. Some people are like saving up for things. But as summer comes, you receive a message. Just need to find it. So you receive a message by Animal Messenger.
Ooh.
And a little bird flies in and says, "Greetings, my lieges. Would that I had the opportunity to contact you via missive in gentler times. Since its founding, Tatzelford has faced many challenges, but recent rumors of a much more disturbing sort abound. A woman named Cassandra Numesti has come to Tatzelford bearing warnings that, if they are to be believed, indicates we may face a terrible threat. Armies of bandits, hordes of tiger lords, and worse, organizing beyond Hook Tongue. To date, we've had no trouble with these elements, but this woman is quite convincing. She tells us that an army from Drelev is marching on Tatzelford as we speak. If this is true, we will need your aid in defending our homes. Please come as soon as you can. In good faith, your faithful friend and humble servant, Mayor Loy Resbin." He is the gentleman. Him and his wife approached you probably about 2 years ago about setting up Tatzelford.
Right.
They agreed to do all the grunt work. They just needed a little bit of funding. So yes, he is the mayor there, apparently now.
And this Cassandra person.
Cassandra,
according to the message.
yeah, she's basically arrived saying like, "Holy shit, armies are coming."
Yep. Okay. Gotcha.
Coming from the Hook Tongue?
Coming from the Hook Tongue.
Hmm.
Hmm.
which are the swampy area on the other side of the Gnarmarch Forest.
What was the situation with the monsters exploding out of people over the year? Did that happen much at all?
No, that has not happened at all, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, we killed that. What was it? A bloom of Lamashtu?
Yep.
Yeah, we nipped that in the bud.
That seemed to be the source of it.
There have been no more sightings of people exploding into horrible plant monsters, and monsters exploding into more horrible plant monsters.
Thank God.
Right.
Yeah, that wasn't great for PR.
That kind of thing is not sustainable.
That was that was something that we did in an encounter, right? That wasn't something that happened.
Right.
Or did it happen off?
No, that was
Yeah.
you guys went and fought the horrible plant monster in the cavern with the ghost druid and stuff.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
the ghost
oh,
druid
okay.
and the orc druid that rocked our shit.
Yeah.
Right. No, I remember that. And the voids opening up in the ceiling
Yep.
and all that fun stuff. Yeah.
He did give us his sweet yurt, though.
He did.
Sure.
We did get a sweet yurt.
We just had to steam clean it first.
So Tassifleur doesn't have any defenses at all. By the looks of it.
Talsiford, they actually have like a town guard, but they don't have any walls or anything of that nature. The only thing that they've got kind of protecting them is the fact that they are bordered on I think it's the Skunk River.
Don't we have armies in the west though at the moment?
Yes, because Jathal's people said, "Hey, shit, there's something happening." You guys have managed to maneuver your armies into the west or close to Talsiford. They will be able to give a hand.
Mhm.
I have been giving more thoughts to building more walls, but we've consistently had better things to build, like housing.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny thing about defenses, they're not important until they're important.
Until they're yeah.
What does our Barry know about these barbarians?
Not much. The Tiger Lords are rambunctious, even by barbarian standards.
Okay.
Okay, they're rambunctious even by my standards.
That's frightening.
Yeah, they in the early days of the Tiger Lords. I mean, bear in mind I'm not one of them, so my knowledge is sketchy at best. But they were led out of the normal, out of the lands of the Mammoth Lords, down into Numeria and then into the rest of the world. They were led by this guy named Armag, chosen of Gozra, or Gorum. Legends have it that he was like the favored son of Gorum. Killed untold numbers of people. Unfortunately, apparently, he did. I don't know what he did, but apparently he caught the ire of Pharasma. She directly worked against him, which angered Gorum. And when Gorum died, or when Armag died, Gorum promised him that he would be reborn at some point. I don't know, I'm not one of them.
Well, that would get Pharasma upset.
Yeah.
So what? He's some form of undead, or is it more like someone new was born and possesses his spirit?
Maybe both.
Okay.
Could you be both? I don't know. These are the stories that I was told. My people always kept to their own land. Well, kept to their own lands. You know, we're afraid that if we traveled too far south, that we would anger Gora by trying to follow his chosen one's footsteps. You know, we're not the same level of worthiness. So, but I came anyway, and I seem to be doing okay.
So is it safe to think that their tribal structure is similar to yours? That you're all colored people?
probably. I mean, most tribes are ruled by a chieftain. Usually, the chieftain is the strongest. There are some tribes that will follow whoever is the smartest or whoever can feed people the best or whatever. But generally speaking, we follow whoever is the strongest.
So we introduce Mr. Chief to Mr. Flower and it could solve the problem.
I mean, if this is Armag reborn in some form, he would still be the chosen of Gorum.
So a duel would be easier said than done.
I've fought Flower many times. I've never. I only know the stories of Armag, but Armag by himself slaughtered armies.
Sounds like an equal fight then.
Perhaps. I mean, if this were to come to pass and you defeated him, then the Tiger Lords would probably follow you.
He doesn't need to be born into the clan.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, we'll marry him off.
Keep what you kill. Hmm.
Well, I guess we can't do much without information. I don't know about you, but I've been sitting around here long enough.
I'd like to hear what this Cassandra woman has to say with my own ears.
Up for a field trip then?
I think it'd be worthwhile to be in the area for now.
Yeah, let's get a married to get some soldiers out there if they're not already there.
Mm,
We can go see what's up.
So the Tiger Lords are gathering their forces.
yeah.
But we don't necessarily know that they're going to be hostile.
Well, what's the prophesied purpose? Do we know of this son of whoever?
Gorum is the god of war and conquest.
Oh,
His chosen one commits war and conquers things.
destruction for destruction's sake.
Oh, well, I mean that's not necessarily what conquering is all about, but kind of.
I mean, I'm a follower of Gorum myself, but I managed to focus on, you know, things that need killing, monsters and the like.
Right.
We appreciate that.
Amrag has no such complications.
More indiscriminate.
Men, women, children.
Mm.
Understood.
Can't allow that to come here.
Let's go teach him there's always the bigger fish, shall we?
I'm just gonna run to the general store before we leave Layton.
Okay.
To pick up some ritual reagents.
All right.
And I'm gonna spend 200 gold on reagents for the Mystic Carriage ritual, just in case.
Mystic carriage.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Lets me not quite teleport, unfortunately, but it's very fast travel for a group of people over long distance. So if we need to get back to Layton quickly, or back to Tatselford quickly, or you know, evacuate people, I want to be prepared.
Speed of 60 feet. Oh. So yeah, it is significantly faster than yours.
Yeah, I think it only carries 4 though.
4 medium or smaller passengers.
Oh,
That's why I'm getting the supplies to cast it 4 times.
Oh, there you go.
Perfect. All right. So yes, you guys can set out. I mean, getting to Totsford for you guys isn't a problem. It takes you not even a day, thanks to all the roads that you've built.
I was gonna say we built a road.
Mm.
Built several roads actually. You guys have a fairly decent road network through the majority of your kingdom.
This is good.
Like all of your settlements are connected to one another by roads, which is a big thing.
I think they could all be reached by water after we put in that irrigation too.
Yes, they can.
We have canals.
Actually, Varnhold. No, Varnhold can be reached by river too. You just have to go down to the lake with the giant monster in it.
That's all.
Or take the long way north.
Or take the long way north. Actually, you've built a road right to Varnhold, so.
Did we reclaim that lookout post too?
You did.
Cool.
Maybe the long way north will be like a scenic route,
Mm.
guided tours, or that
Yep.
kind of thing.
Yeah,
The
where
mountain loop.
actually where the watchtower is also where the Thunderbird lives, so it's pretty well defended.
Ah, gotcha. I feel like Hull takes frequent trips out there.
And they actually built a quarry there. I need to get around to naming all of the things, but all right. So yeah, it takes you like, I mean, you leave Leighton in the morning and you're in Toutsford by supper time.
Okay.
Toutsford is it's a fairly fair-sized city actually.
Mm. Did we head to the mayor's house? What does everybody else say?
Town hall, yeah, I guess.
I'd maybe like to see if we could find Cassandra while we're here. I wanna hear the prophecy from the prophet's mouth.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Cassandra, not Cassandra.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
Cassandra, Kis.
Oh, Cassandra.
So as you guys arrive, I mean, you guys are the rulers. It's unless you're specifically traveling incognito, you know, folks on the farm see you coming, and like little kids go running into Toutsford, going like, "Oh, they're coming, they're coming!" So, you know, when you arrive, there is like a little contingent of people waiting for you, including the mayor, Laurie Resbin, retired ranger, and his wife Latricia. Who, incidentally, Father Hall, you would know, she is a priestess of Aristil.
Oh, nice.
That seems on brand.
But yeah, the city itself, I mean, there's an inn, there's a mill, general store, lumberyard. Like, I mean, you guys have been here a couple times inspecting flour, probably with the Zarok crews getting everything set up. There is actually a shrine here and a sacred grove.
Is the shrine dedicated to Aristil as well?
No, the shrine is dedicated to Abadar, but the sacred grove is for Aristil.
In that case, I think it makes it better.
Agreed.
They got their bases covered. These people, like, they're doing great.
Yeah, they've got the state religion, and then they've got the little offshoot.
Yeah.
But yeah, the mayor's. Oh, thank you. I wasn't sure the message was true. I don't do magic often, but thank you for the response.
It is our duty to ensure the safety of our people.
Sounds serious.
The young woman definitely seems sincere. I have Captain Corwin organizing the few people with military training as the town guard. Well, come, maybe you want to speak with her yourself.
What state did she arrive in?
Tired, exhausted. Definitely had traveled some distance.
Right.
But doesn't seem as though anything pursued her. We've got her set up in a room at the inn. Maybe come. She arrived late last night.
Alone? You say nothing followed her, but no one arrived with her, yes?
Just by herself.
Understood.
Doc, I'm sure you got some questions for her.
Yeah, I'm curious what, if anything, leads these people to believe that their chieftain has been born again.
I don't know. She doesn't look like she's one of them. And he kind of says them with that kind of slight sneer.
Right. One of those people.
One of those people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I might head over there and pay her a visit if you guys want to get the rundown from the mayor.
Sure.
You sure you want to go alone?
I'll go with it.
Okay.
So Prof and Father are going to Cassandra, and the others are going to talk to the mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Perfect. All right. So the mayor will escort all of you to the inn, and then kind of break off. Just like perhaps while they're talking to her. I've never dealt with anything like this before. We've got some town guard. We've got some folks that are hunters with arrows and bows and the like. But I don't have the first idea what I'm supposed to do to help defend this town.
Yeah. For a start, why don't we get a private room so we can discuss it? Just without, attracting too much attention.
Oh, of course. We can meet in the office in the town hall.
Excellent. Great. But yeah, we are moving some of the military into the area to keep an eye on things. You should do your best to coordinate with them. Perhaps work out like a mutual sort of scouting plan to just patrol the area.
Okay, yeah. I've already got some hunters out scouting. I didn't know when the military would be arriving, but we'll definitely arrange things with them.
Excellent.
A lot of the folks here, I mean, they know the surrounding woods fairly well. They spend a lot of time hunting, so they know how to stalk their prey without being seen. So hopefully that serves them in good stead.
Yeah, the main goal I think is to create a heightened sort of readiness without letting that descend into panic.
Well, I mean, everybody here is aware of what's happening, so I think the panic has actually ebbed at this point.
Excellent. That's good.
Well, I mean, you don't live on the frontier without expecting some semblance of trouble. I mean, not an army necessarily, but the occasional tots of worm attack,
Trolls.
trolls.
Oh, trolls.
So
What a nuisance.
Well,
yeah. So
I don't think there's... Sorry.
oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't think there's any need to scream it from the rooftops, but starting tomorrow, I would say let it be known through channels, let the word spread that
Oh yeah.
we're not going to let Tasselford stand by itself.
Tasselford is a valued member of the kingdom.
Let people know what might be happening, so let them know what we will have happen.
Of course, yeah, we can get word to people. Like I said, everybody knows what's coming, so there was some initial panic.
Just keep it casual.
And some folks did relocate to Leighton and Leviton's Landing where they had family. But the folks that are here, grit your teeth and bear it.
I'm sure word is spread that we've arrived too, which is good.
Yes, yes. That will definitely put people's minds at ease.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so he'll lead you in, and he'll kind of like lay out. He does have like a little map of Tasselford, kind of what they use for when they're like planning what they're going to build and everything, like a survey map sort of thing.
The city planning office.
The city planning office.
Right.
That way, in case you guys want to make any particular defense plans.
Snow Maple probably has her own notes that she sort of overlays onto the future of Tasselford. Like she's hoping to expand the barracks into a garrison. Rather than actually, fortifying the city, she wants to make
Well,
the city a place where they can have a sort of expanded militia.
mm,
That is a success. So yeah, as you look around, there is no standing defenses in Tasselford. You're kind of looking at the things like there. I mean, there is the river that provides them, like, cuts off access from one direction at the very least.
Right.
But they don't have walls. They don't have towers, anything of that nature. What they do have is a fair amount of construction supplies laying around. So that you guys could probably like set up like barricades and the like.
Really quick, does that river flow towards Layton or away from Layton?
I think it flows towards Layton, doesn't it?
Uh, in a way, it flows down south through Teresia's Grove, through the Blighted Hollow, and then kind of hooks around near Candlemere Isle, and then it opens up into that kind of lake that Layton resides on. And it also does go through Melance's Pond and pretty close to Layton. So it kind of forks just south of Tasselford.
Okay, that's pretty good to know.
So yeah, so it does it. You can get to Layton by boat.
Sorry, real quick. Do I know if, with the time that I've spent with them and stuff in this area, do I know if the nymph can do anything to the river to make it like hazardous?
Both Teresia and Melance will 1000% protect their area.
Okay.
Like if
My
the armies go into those areas, you're confident that those armies are fucked.
Sure. Though my thought is like her pond is downstream of Tasselford, right? So
Yeah, it is
Tas.
downstream, so it wouldn't be able to. She wouldn't be able to do anything up the river at Tasselford.
Okay.
So,
If she
But
could, I think she probably would because anything happens up there will flow down to her, is what.
right, but because of the time you've spent there, Trexton, you're fairly confident that any armies that are marching on Tasselford, like they can't come direct from the west because there's the river. And they can't come from the south because not only is there the river, but there's also going through either Teresia's area or Melance's area. So you're confident that any armies that were coming in would have to basically hook around and come down through the north.
Okay.
And there is still a river there as well, but it's a little bit narrower.
Sure. Well, once the map comes out, I would point that out. I would say we need to focus our defenses in this area. The northern access point.
There's a stockyard and a lumber yard here, so there's probably lots of lumber.
Mm.
So yeah, so like you've got your armies in the area. The Beacon Knights have actually arrived in Tasselford. The Commandos are nearby. The Warders are nearby. The Hobgoblins are nearby. So everything is in a position to converge fairly quickly.
Okay.
Valerie's basically got everybody in a holding position.
Mm-hmm.
waiting on orders. So the way the defense of Tatzelford itself goes is you guys have the stuff necessary to erect barricades, and you have enough materials to basically prepare 2 other defenses if there's something in particular you would like to do. I do have a list of suggested things, but before I break out the list, you guys can decide what you'd like to do, like whether you want to, you know, secure people inside, like, fortify a location to put people into, or, post like archers or whatever to defend the town itself. You guys can kind of figure that out if you want to kind of discuss that in Discord, and I'll go over to the professor and father talking to Cassandra.
It might not be a terrible idea to have just some boats set up.
I agree.
If something bad happens and we need to get the civilians to safety, just to have some boats set up to ferry people downriver.
I was thinking exactly the same thing. We need to have boats ready so that anybody that can't fight can make their way to Layton.
Just as a contingency sort of plan.
So for the professor and Father Hall. So the young woman, and she's young. She looks like she's 19. Actually, I have artwork. That'll post.
Gotcha.
So she's been set up in a room in the inn. She's tired, but she's awake. Just kind of finishing up some stew. She looks like she's gotten some rest. And Mare kind of knocks on the door. It's like, Cassandra, it's Loy. I just have some folks that would like to talk to you. She's like, oh, come in. She kind of makes herself presentable as best she can.
I assume we'll give our, official greeting. It's come to our attention, Cassandra, that you arrived in town bearing news of some reborn warrior or leader of these Tiger Lords.
I don't know anything about Reborn, but the Tiger Lords. I come from Drelev, northwest of here. You probably know or have heard of Baron Hannes Drelev from Brevoy.
Oh, yes.
So my father, Lord Terry Nemestri, was a knight that served the Baron. But the Baron's desires for conquest finally kind of weighed on my father's conscience. The Baron made alliances with Patax, with the Tiger Lords. Agreed to give my older sister to the Tiger Lords as a present, a gift, to seal the agreement. And my father, that was the last straw. My father ended up thrown in prison. My sister was given to the Tiger Lords anyway. I made my escape. But I know that Drelev is making alliance with the Tiger Lords, with trolls, jealous of you and what you've accomplished, and is set on claiming everything that you've built.
Out of what? Envy?
Envy, a desire to prove his worth to King Iraveti, jealousy more than anything. He's always been covetous. If he sees something that is more valuable than what he currently has, he will go out of his way to try to attain it. My father, I'm sad to say my father helped him to a point, but he came to his senses just too late.
I assume from then it was considered treason.
My father's been thrown in the jails in Fort Drelev. My sister's been handed over to the Tiger Lords to cement their alliance. While her and the daughters of other nobilities that are still fawning at the feet of the Baron.
What do you think, Bishop?
None of this is illegal.
That doesn't mean any of it is right.
True.
I do know that he has armies marching on this to use as a staging point for his invasion. Hundreds of human mercenaries, Tiger Lords, dozens of trolls.
And they all answer to this Baron.
They all answer to Drelev. Well, actually, the army is being led by one of Drelev's officers, and she kind of like spits the word officers.
Do you know anything of him?
So, he's the sort of officer that leads his troops from the back. I'm sure he's a skilled warrior, but he's not courageous.
Understood. Now, tell me, Cassandra. And I'll unfurl a map that I have just like in a scroll case.
Okay.
Of the stolen lands and the beacon marches and everything. Where is this? Sorry, Drelev? Was that? Sorry, was Drelev the name of the place or the name of the person or both?
Both.
Understood. One of those people. But yeah, whereabouts is this place?
It
I see.
is. It is almost directly due west.
It sure is. Only
And
70 miles.
where are his armies now?
The armies are coming in from the north. It was the best avenue of approach that they had. And I don't think I'm more than a day ahead of them.
More than a day?
They are they are moving fast.
So what, we can expect an army to be on us by the time the stew is done?
I would say perhaps tomorrow. Perhaps by tomorrow they'll be at the borders of the city. If you've got the capacity to meet them before they get here in the forests, stop them from getting to the city, that would perhaps be better.
That might be what we have to do.
If they breach I was going to say if they breach the city walls, but if they get into the city, they will kill indiscriminately. Hope to force a surrender so you don't lose too many of your civilians.
Our armies are better equipped to fight the forest than theirs, probably.
I think we need to have the hobgoblins defending the town and the warders in the forest.
And then we have the soot scale.
And the mayor speaks up and says, I have town guard as well.
It sounds like your town guard won't be enough, respectfully.
True.
Town guard would take care of whatever gets through us. We'll just make sure that nothing does.
If
We'll need all the
anything,
forces we can get.
perhaps we should secure a holding point, have the town guard there, the hobgoblins in defending the Tatzelford. I guess we don't have a wall. I think we need to meet up with everyone else.
Yeah, if we keep the hobgoblins in the back, let them use their bows. They could fall back to the town if they have to.
Okay.
But we're gonna have to converge the armies for sure. Get rid of Valerie. I mean, we don't have time. We're gonna be here in the morning.
Is Valerie and Leighton?
No, Valerie is with the armies.
Maybe we
Oh,
have
okay.
them. Maybe we have them to the east. Bring some to the town, and the rest to the east. And we can hit them on two fronts, right? We can have some of them come in from the side on this horde
That's smart.
out of the trees, because we've got a bunch of guys that do guerrilla stuff, right?
Yeah.
I imagine the fight would all happen on a single map, though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
So yeah,
Or a single time.
the suit scale
Yeah.
commandos are skilled in ambush. So on the first round of a war encounter, if they go before the enemy, they get to start engaged with the enemy already, and they get a +2 bonus to their attack.
Okay.
They basically jump up from surprise.
Yeah, they're little bastards.
They might be the guys to have in the town then.
I think we want to hit them in the field.
There
I
are
don't think we want
loyal
to hit them in the
friends and
field.
allies.
Okay. Dig some holes for them and stuff. I don't know what kind of options are available to us mechanically, but I think we need to try and keep them from just waltzing into town. So
Yeah, I think we got to find them just north of town, right?
okay.
We'll
I
find
think
a
we
good
should.
place with the field and forest, and then skirmishers come in the forest, knights could do the field.
Okay. Sure.
I mean, we have heavy cows, so
Yeah.
We just. I don't think we know enough about their commander.
Hmm.
If an army's moving this quickly, there's no way they're a horde. That's too crude a term.
Well, all depends on what their motivation is.
And Cassandra will accompany you to answer any questions that you might have, but just be able to say like Trask is he's a coward. He'll lead his men to the fight, but then he'll stay back. It's possible that a small group might be able to get around the army to him, cut the head off the snake, as it were.
that's what I was thinking.
That was my thought too, as soon as you said hold back. We could move pretty fast if we need to.
I think we should.
I've got Goose if you guys want to do the chariot thing.
I'm afraid that might take too long. It'll take me a long time to conjure the chariot.
Oh, sure. I was just thinking of what we got to move us around, that's all.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think we should try and do that. Like set up the fight here. We don't need to be in that. I think we're better spent taking out the command because he's going to be trying to give command somehow from back there. So
That means we could leave tonight.
I agree.
I think so. Either way, yeah,
Sooner rather than later seems like the way to go.
we're not going to be doing any good in town.
So you can get us around it. That us being seen.
Should be able to.
And I mean, you guys can meet up with your army so that you can get them to where you plan to stage the attack, and then you guys can branch off to go deal with Trask.
Right.
In which case, the suit scales all have dark visions, and I think the hobgoblins do too, so they can easily lead you.
The name Trask.
Hey,
Does that
Montresk.
ring?
To make
Does that ring a bell at
a
all?
recall knowledge.
I'd love to. Um, Looking at my skills, it doesn't look like my Brooch of Inspiration is working correctly. So,
I think it
uh,
comes. I think it comes up when you roll. I think that's when the bonus is added on.
okay, cool. Oh, recall knowledge isn't working for me.
Yeah, I'm not getting it either. I even put the icon on it.
Hmm. In that case, it's a society roll.
Society? Okay.
So 32 total.
It should be a 33. Because
Right.
I've got my tome as well.
Oh, 33. Right. So, yes, you've actually heard of Trask, Professor. Uh, he is a minor, like a minor lord under Baron Draelov. He's works as a mercenary primarily, kind of like bought his title as opposed to was born into it. He's human, skilled fighter, probably at least the equivalent of you guys. Known for his two-handed fighting style, like two-weapon fighting style, and not above stabbing somebody in the back.
What do I know of his battle tactics?
His battle tactics seem to be like, "Hey, look at this sword over here," and then stab you in the kidney.
I meant like as a commander. Has he
As
fought? Has he commanded like notable battles? And
No,
what is he? Okay.
no, this is his first chance to kind of prove himself on the field.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Well, it's our first chance too, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Technically,
Well, second, didn't we fight? No, we didn't fight another army, but it didn't do an army battle. Did it?
No, I don't think we've had another army battle.
nope.
Well, we are burning daylight.
Let's get everyone together. See if we can get around that host.
What are we doing in Tatzelford? We can set up barricades, build boats.
And then whatever siege weapons we could fit, I guess.
Put the people probably in the biggest place in the most southerly area of town, because you mentioned putting people in a place and fortifying it.
Yep, you can definitely
What?
fortify up some people in a place.
Town hall, probably, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
probably the town hall house is an end block.
I was looking
We
at
can
the stockyard specifically.
Oh, yeah, that worked too.
Stockyard would be good. Stockyard would have food.
Yeah.
That might be a good call.
Perfect.
And if fighting degenerates into the city, then they're not immediately where people are holed up, right?
That's true. We should make sure we have oil barrels if we can manage it. If they're gonna have trolls, we need some way to put them down.
Sure. We just make
Good
sure like
idea.
there's, well, yeah, make sure everybody, if there's a group of people, they're carrying torches or something, right?
Yeah,
Either
torch.
they've got a lantern or something on them, or a couple of lanterns.
Every single person needs to have a torch or a lantern, I think.
Yeah.
What if we make it a little more casual and just set up like tiki torches all around the village?
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but that's really easy then to pick up and throw into a building.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
So that was my thought initially. But I don't know if it's going to get that nuanced, but yeah, everybody having fire readily available is definitely a thing we need if there's trolls for sure.
So barricades, boats, fire, and siege if we can pull off something.
Yeah, maybe a bit back from the barricades. There's those tiki torch ideas set up. like in case they need them, sort of idea.
Yeah,
But
I
not,
think that sounds good.
but not on the other side of the barricades, right?
No, the last thing we need is sappers coming up and burning our barricades.
Just picking up one of our torches and setting fire to our barricades for us.
Right. So basically, because of you guys as a kingdom, because of your skill at defense and warfare, you guys can erect barricades, and you can also you have time to get 2 other defensive preparations in play. Basically, barricades and 2 more things is what you have time to get in play before you need to hightail it to meet the army.
Okay. Hall brought up catapults. Is that a thing?
You can't really make catapults. You don't have time.
Sure.
But you could definitely, I mean, they have a bunch of hunters and archers, and if your goal is to have artillery fire, you can use them for that.
Sure. Yep. I think that's the one of the next things we need. And do we also need to specifically state we need people on like in the barricades to stop the army if they come
No,
as well, or
no,
okay.
basically just like if you're erecting barricades, then people will use the barricades as they need.
Okay.
Does the lumberyard have a stock of pitch?
It does.
Awesome. I would love to have some burning arrows raining down on the advance.
Sure.
That should be easy enough to set up.
So artillery barricades.
And flaming arrows.
Oh, if that's another thing, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's anti-troll measures is a third option.
Okay. Sure.
Perfect. So I'm going to need somebody to give me a crafting check.
On it.
Oh, that's definitely a problem.
Yeah, I was gonna say yes, please. Not me.
Oh no.
25.
Oh, we haven't done it.
25 is good enough. So you basically start setting people up to build barricades. I need the snipers. There's no roll necessary for that.
Okay.
Basically, they have a bunch of hunters and everything, so they get onto the locations on rooftops or trees or whatever, so that they can kind of use the lay of the land, and they will send a contingent of hunters with you to not to engage the army, but to give you guys sniper support as well.
Excellent.
Nice.
And preparing the anti-troll measures is also a crafting check.
Okay. Am I able to do both?
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, hell yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. Oh, critical failure on that one is bad.
God.
Attempt to prepare fire pots results in a spectacular explosion and inflicts 10d6 points of fire damage.
Oh
Oh,
shit.
God.
Yeah, your stash blows up. Yep.
Yeah. But a 36 is a critical success.
Oh boy.
Awesome.
So that is enough fire pots so that the troll armies that are attacking lose their regeneration tactic.
Awesome.
Ooh.
Nicely done, Brock.
Yeah. So
Beautiful.
it basically means for the army encounter, you don't have to specify that you're burning the trolls. They lose access to that tactic entirely.
Excellent. We have
They
so
come-
much fire that they cannot be in contact, not be in contact with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they come pre-cooked already.
Yeah. And also because
Pre-cooked.
like battle turns are like 10 minutes long or whatever, so it's assumed like, oh, the troll's down, burn, burn, burn.
Awesome. That is what we want.
Yeah. Every second soldier's got like 3 fire pots or something, right?
All right, and then you guys head out to meet up with your armies, get everybody into position. Just so you guys are aware, the barricades will only affect if somebody gets to town.
Yeah.
The snipers,
Yeah.
though, where is it? So once during the battle, the snipers can make a ranged strike against any enemy that is not engaged, and they do their normal damage, which is 1 point of damage, 2 points on a critical. But it's like a free attack at the end of a round, once per battle. So when you're like, shit, that guy's almost down, 1 more point, I'll take it.
Okay. And it's one time for the whole battle, this whole thing.
It's one time for the whole fight.
Okay.
Yeah, these go pretty quick, I think. I've only skimmed the rolls.
Yeah, things only have like 4 hit points, maybe 5.
Oh no! Don't tell me that.
Oh, so 10d6 is a lot.
Our poor kobolds are gonna get wasted.
Well, things also only hit for 1 or 2 points of damage.
Oh yeah.
Wow, look at these guys.
So they've been with us since the beginning. The
Yep.
kobolds.
All right. So you guys basically take to the battlefield. You send your armies and Valerie and a Condeo to lead the armies. You guys are going off to deal with Trask. The way it's going to work is how well your armies do will affect things, and how well you guys do against Trask will affect things. So, like, if your armies lose but you guys win, that'll have one outcome. If the armies lose and you guys lose, that'll have an outcome. If both sides win, that'll have an outcome. That sort of thing.
Really quick, should the warders be damaged right now?
Yeah, that's my thought too.
No, they should not.
Okay, sweet.
I can't see anything. It's black.
Oh, try refreshing?
Yeah, I can see it.
Battle of the Gnarl Marches map.
Yeah, I may have to give you ownership. I thought I did, but
Oh, we do have ownership of this. Oh, good.
Oh, okay. Now I see.
perfect.
It
Yeah,
seems like they move in a group though.
yeah, that represents the entire army.
Oh, gotcha.
So like your suit scale commandos, that one token represents like 30 or 40.
No,
So
I meant like I just to test it. I moved the scales up and I moved everybody up.
Yeah, if I move it, it moves them all at once too.
try clicking on just one. Maybe you got them grouped for some reason.
No, I can't seem to ungroup them.
Yeah, I can't ungroup them either.
Same.
Good. Can you guys click on them to open their army sheets?
Yes.
No.
Okay, perfect. So I can move them as needed.
Okay, that'll be fine.
Because there's no like move by square in this. There's basically you're either engaged, near, distant, or out of the fight.
Cool.
So near is you can close with somebody and you can do ranged attacks. Engaged is hand-to-hand melee fighting, and distant is you can't be engaged, and anybody that shoots at you is at a -5 penalty because you're like getting the fuck out. Warfare combat works essentially the same way. Every army has 3 actions. When you open up the army sheet, you should see like your hobgoblins, for example, have both melee and ranged, and they're better with ranged. There's a list of basic actions that everybody can do. So rally is basically trying to bolster your soldiers' morale and frighten, or get it, like if you're routed or shaken, you're trying to recover from that. Retreat is backing up, like all the way to distant. Disengage is just like moving back so you can put a little bit of distance. Guard is raise shields. Battle is attack somebody. And advance is move to engaged. Movement's not automatic. You do need to make a maneuver check. You'll see on the side there is both, there's your armor class, there is your hit points, there is maneuver and morale, and then your information. It's pretty basic. You'll see like the Hobgoblin Mercenaries, for example, have 4 hit points. Your Knights have 5, because they are toughened soldiers. Everybody has a couple of special abilities, like the Knights have Taunt, which is essentially kind of like a demoralize. And they have Overrun, which gives them a bonus on their first attack. Basically, they gain a +1 bonus on weapon attacks against infantry and skirmishers, but a -1 penalty on maneuver and morale against area attacks. Your kobolds will get to basically make anybody that they attack, anybody who goes after them in the initiative on the first turn is basically flat-footed. They get a +2 bonus. It's fairly straightforward. It's not like Warhammer or anything like that.
Cool.
But yeah, you guys can collectively decide what the armies are going to do, or if like somebody's like, oh, I'll decide for the hobgoblins and I'll decide for the kobolds. If you guys want to do that, you certainly can.
Sounds good.
All right. Oh, unfortunately, the commandos are not going to get to ambush anybody because they're going to go last.
Oh.
Aw. Can't switch initiatives in this one.
No. But the warders do get to go first. You can decide what you would like your warders to do.
All right, so they have dirty fighting.
Yep.
Gonna lead off with some war crimes right out the bat, eh?
Yep. So they can attempt a melee strike or a ranged strike against the AC of a target that is outflanked and not distant. So they have to be outflanked first. It's basically like sneak attack.
So, okay. Do we want to just delay with these guys and let them come closer and then try to use dirty fighting whoever comes near? Maybe?
Sure.
Well, it seems like they've also got feint that allows them to make the enemy outflanked.
Oh yeah, could lead off with that.
Yep.
Sure. Sounds good.
Perfect.
That's only for melee though, so we'd have to get them engaged with the enemy.
I was just saying, you could advance and then feint and then strike.
I like that idea. What about you guys?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, let's get them into the fray.
Okay.
Go get some trolls.
All right. So they need to make a maneuver check.
Who wants to roll for the warriors?
Do you want to roll for them, Traxton? You like those guys?
Or how do I see a sheet again?
Just
Usually,
click on the army.
yeah, if you double click, it should come up.
Okay. Yep. Doo-doo-doo.
Oh, that was me. My bad.
That's not
Good.
fun. That's not
Uh,
It's a good
see-
roll.
see-
Let's keep it.
exactly my thoughts exactly.
So that is a critical success. So the enemy army becomes engaged with your army, even if it had previously been distant.
Oh, nice. Go get
Sweet.
it.
And
This was their first army, too, right?
it is. So they are going to move up to the trolls, engage the trolls.
And feint and kick them in the balls.
They can do the faint thing now, can't they?
They can do the feint now.
Okay.
I just need to find out what the roll for feint is because it doesn't say.
Oh,
Yeah, it sure doesn't.
one action, attack, infantry, skirmisher, but
Uh, I say it would make sense that it's probably a maneuver roll.
okay. So where is that on the sheet? Maneuver?
Yep.
Yeah, you just click the word maneuver, and that's how you roll.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
That's what I did by accident.
Oh,
28 is enough.
Huzzah!
DC is only 26.
indeed. Is
Oh, nice.
They thought the knights were coming, but it's the warriors.
That was the real feint. They saw all this cavalry and got ready
Yeah.
for a charge.
And so you can target them just like you do normally, just mouse over in
Okay.
T,
got it.
and then on your character sheet you can just click strike. And you'll see there's a map, so if you attack multiple times.
Right. So melee strike, first one.
Yep.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Ooh, critical hit.
Excellent. dice was cocked on my screen. It looked like a 7. I was like, oh.
That means they're wary too. No. Would that be a critical failure for them?
No, it is a critical hit. It was a success on the outflank, and then it was a critical hit on the actual attack.
Oh, okay.
So it takes
Oh, gotcha.
it takes 2 damage instead of 1.
Oh. Well, there you go.
And armies also have what's called a root threshold, which basically, if they drop under that, then they need to make a morale check or they run. Like you don't.
Oh, you mean route?
Yep. Sorry. Yes, route. But that was them.
Now, was that just an attack or was that dirty fighting?
That was just an attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I definitely picture the warders as the Fremen from Dune.
Yep.
Just popping up out of nowhere.
Pop up out of nowhere and stabbing some trolls.
All right, the Drelev, they are going to try to engage your kobolds.
Those bastards.
They're picking on the kobolds because they look weak.
Oh, they're gonna get more than they bargained for.
No.
And the Drelev irregulars, they are composed of Tiger Lords and mercenaries and bandits, and they do not appear to be like a disciplined force. And they are going to do an all-out assault for 2 actions. Oof, that is a hit. Not a critical hit, though. But that does do 2 points of damage to your kobolds.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Okay.
They're accustomed to panic though.
They are. So if they would panic, they actually embolden themselves. One sec here. First time running a battle like this.
Oh, yeah.
When an army sequence is armor's root threshold. At or below must attempt a morale check. Okay, got it. All right, but that was all of them. That will take us to your Kniggets.
Kniggets. Well, they probably want to run somebody over, right, guys? Like advance, taunt, and overrun?
Yeah, I
Sure.
think that sounds good.
These are infantry guys, right? Regulars?
Yes, they are.
They get bonuses to attack infantry and skirmishers with their overrun move.
Yep, everything that they've got is infantry.
Oh, good.
Okay, so yeah, well, what do we want to go finish off the trolls or go after the regulars set on the 6-hit?
I think we can maybe send the knights to go finish off the trolls, and then the hobgoblins can take shots at the irregulars.
Yeah, makes sense. So advance, taunt, then over, and just attack, I guess.
Yep.
All right. I'll try rolling for the knights. I like the knights.
Yep. So maneuver roll to get into position. 35 is not quite a critical success,
It's okay.
but that
Gets us
won't.
there, though.
Yep, but that gets you up to the troll.
And then we're going to taunt him.
Okay.
We're going to sing some songs of Abadar. Oof.
20 is not enough to intimidate the trolls.
And then just the attack, I guess.
Yeah.
Because overrun just gets a +1 to that. How do you roll attack?
Yeah, +1 bonus against infantry and skirmishers.
How do you roll it? I don't see it.
So target the trolls. And then up at the top you'll see strikes.
Oh, just straight check. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, the army sheet's pretty basic.
And it does the +1 already? Okay. No.
29 is a hit.
Throw damage.
Oh, the trolls are pretty badly messed up. But it is their turn, and they do not heal because you guys have the fire pots. They are going to. They are going to taunt the Kniggets. No, they are not. They are going to critically fail their taunt.
Oh, nice.
So the failed attempt actually bolsters the enemy's spirits, and if you were shaken, your shaken value would be reduced by 1. Shaken is like the army version of feared.
These are holy knights. They're not scared of trolls.
They are not scared of trolls, apparently. And then they're going to try to strike with their claws. Oof, that'll hit. What do they do for their third action? They will actually try to defend themselves. 19 is a critical failure. So their army fails spectacularly to guard, and they become mired. Mired basically means that they're not going to be able to move. They're basically bogged down in the terrain.
You got your dice on private.
What do I?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's hard for you to tell what they're doing there
Yeah.
on the GM side.
Yep. The irregulars. They are going to try to. They're going to try to engage the knights. Ooh, bounces off the knight's magic armor.
Nice to be taken.
That one will hit though. Take us to the mercenaries, the hobgoblins.
How many hit points do those trolls got left?
Like 2.
Okay.
So the hobgoblins, they have a bunch of ammunition. And they actually have a thing called covering fire, which takes 2 actions. So if you hit, that enemy can't take opportunity attacks, basically. So it's like to help somebody fall back if they need.
Interesting.
Sitscale do need to pull back. Do you want to take the hobgoblins there across or flower? Or, yeah. Snow? Snow probably wants Cobra.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll take the hobgoblins then. We'll get them doing some covering fire to the Drelev irregulars engaged with the kobolds.
Okay.
They don't even need to move in, do they?
Nope.
Yeah, so that's just a ranged strike.
Yep. Just target the irregulars and range
Is
strike away.
there anything the mercenaries can do with their third action to lower the irregulars' AC before that?
There's not actually.
But they will be able to do a follow-up attack, right?
They could, yeah, they could like do the covering fire and then they could fire again because covering fire is 2 and then.
Okay. Well, in that case, covering fire for attack number 1.
Oh,
no.
That's not good.
Can we hear a point for harvest?
No. Because you're not actually there.
Well, let's try attack number 2.
Nope. 25.
Unfortunate.
Nope. The commandos. Commandos need to make a morale check. Oh, they're good. They hold the ground.
Of course they do. Brave little boys.
Snow loves the kobolds.
It's true. So they can do a disengage, right?
They can.
And that's just a maneuver roll?
It is.
I did see that the potions they have, they can drink to heal a hit point during a maneuver action.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So, maneuver, healing potion.
Yep. Maneuver is successful. So they disengage. They are no longer engaged with the irregulars. And then if you click the little thing that looks like 2 wine glasses, it'll drink their potion.
Nice.
Ooh.
So yeah, so they basically they just scamper off. They don't actually
Still have a third act.
Yep, and they still have their third action.
Okay, so they can do a range shot?
They can. They can hit anybody on the battlefield. Doesn't have to be the irregulars.
All right, might as well try to finish off the trolls.
Yeah. Oh.
No, another one.
Balls.
It's because it's raining.
It's because it's raining.
It's because it's us.
Yeah.
No, that can't be it.
All right. That will take us to the warders.
Okay. Let's go after some trolls. Let's go with feint this time, I think, though. Maybe. Yeah, first off. This outflanked makes them easier to hit, or what's the deal with outflanked?
Outflanked is like flanking in normal combat. Only you don't need another person to do it.
Okay.
Because each of these tokens, like each of these troll tokens represents like a dozen trolls.
Gotcha. And how do I activate the... Do I just go with an attack?
Feint is a maneuver roll.
Maneuver, okay. Oh,
25 is not enough to faint.
okay. And let's attack. And was that an attack that I just did? Am I on the second attack now?
Nope,
Yes.
nope. That was not an attack. That was just a maneuver.
Oh, okay. Yes.
There you go.
Oof, critical
Oh,
hit.
hell yeah.
Critical hit. Nice. So that is actually enough to finish off the trolls entirely.
Okay.
So yeah, the warders basically everybody forms up on Ikondeo. He's like, trolls are just small giants. We know what to do. And everybody kind of like lights their arrows and wraps like pitch around their swords and just hacks into the trolls. They still have a third action.
That's true. Let's go and attack some regulars, I think.
All right. So for this one, you'll use the second strike.
Right. Oh well.
Oh, barely missed, but
At least the trolls are dead.
I agree. Lowering the number of things that are killing us is
1000%. Yep. Step in the right direction.
they're going to try to advance. Ooh, they are not going to advance.
nice.
They are going to try to advance again.
They trying to chase the
They're
Soot Scouts?
no, they're trying to close the hobgoblins. They're trying to like, get rid of the guys with the bows.
Gotcha. Yep.
They're trying to advance, but they're running into traps we set in the forest.
Yep. The kobolds left some little traps behind. Like, screw you! They cannot all out assault because they had these two actions, so they're just going to attack.
Oh.
Oh, God.
Ooh, critical hit on the hobgoblin. Hobgoblin blood everywhere. It takes us to the Kniggets.
Nuggets. Moving without disengaging means they get an attack, right?
You can't move without disengaging.
Cannot move. Okay. So
Yeah.
we're already in combat.
Yeah, because right now you're engaged because there's no range, right? So you're either engaged or you're
Gotcha.
disengaged.
Yeah. This is all the stuff.
Kind of, yeah.
All right, we're going to. What you got, Prod?
They don't necessarily get an attack. I noticed the warders have counterattack as a tactic, which seems to be attack of opportunity. So I assume that the irregulars would have to have flexible tactics to op us.
Yeah, I was thinking like guard, taunt, attack,
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yep.
because guard's a maneuver, meaning they can drink their potions. So
Yep.
a ray shield, maybe.
That is a success.
Switch to that drink the potion, and then we'll taunt.
Oh.
No one cares about Abadar around here.
Nobody cares about Abadar.
That tracks.
Dice are hot and cold, man. What is going on?
I mean, the entire country's super profitable, but no one cares about it.
No.
And then we'll just hit them with the lances, I guess. Are these infantry?
Yes, they are.
Oh, I didn't turn. Doesn't
Oh my
matter.
God.
Another one.
God damn.
Oof.
This is unreal.
Stupid.
It is our luck.
It sure is.
Yeah, it's not surprising.
It's their turn. They are going to. They're going to attack the Kniggets, I think. They are going to all out assault on your knights.
God.
Oof.
What are
Oof.
these things made out of?
So that does 3 points of damage to the knights, and if their next action is an attack against a different enemy, they get a +1 bonus because they're so furious.
It's a good thing they drank those potions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they will turn their attention to the warders.
Phew.
But they will miss. Takes us to
The
your
regulars take the regulars taking out knights, man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That'll take us to your hobgoblins.
Yeah, they're going to, I think, disengage from the guys that are on them right now. And then probably shoot a regular 3. So that we
Okay.
can keep going on the focus fire.
Okay.
So the disengage.
That is enough.
Sweet. We'll get them to flee a little northward. Yeah. And they'll take a pot shot at these irregulars and hope to God it's not another one.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
All right. The commandos.
All right, it sounds like we've shifted target to the irregular, the Rilev irregulars number 3.
Yep.
Take him down.
Might as well.
At least attempt to. Yeah.
Ambush only happens on the first round, right?
Yeah, ambush is only like if you get the jump on them.
Okay. So we're just doing ranged attacks then.
Yeah.
There you go.
Ooh, critical hit. So yeah, a bunch of little kobold arrows come flying out, peppering the irregulars.
Yeah.
Can we...
Are they down to 1 hit point?
They are down to 1 hit point.
Can we sniper them?
I think we definitely should.
Yeah, you guys
think
can
so.
call in a sniper strike on them if you like.
I think so.
It's for free. So somebody wants to roll a d20 plus 18.
Do it, Prof.
Sure.
There you go.
Ooh, 31.
That's what you get for turning your backs on the kobold, son.
Definitely a
Right.
hit. Not quite a critical.
Okay.
But that drops those irregulars,
Nice.
Beautiful.
which is good because they were about to go. The kobolds still actually have actions.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well spread it around. Switch targets.
There you go.
Uh, 20, 26 is just a miss.
No worries. Third action, guard.
Okay.
Mm.
No
Good.
sense wasting our last 2 ammo.
So guard is a maneuver roll. 30 is good. So yeah, a bunch of little kobolds like fire, and then they get into a defensive position in the tree line. Takes us to the warders.
I can just shoot the regulars from here, can I? Or do the warders have ranged?
They do have range, so your warders are skirmishers with both ranged and melee.
All right.
Yeah, our knights are the only ones that don't have a ranged option.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it didn't make sense to give them a ranged light.
Fair.
If they had bows, they'd be more like step riders. You know?
Mongols or something.
All my maneuver, all the things I can do are for melee, basically, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just wondering what my options were here as well. All right. Well, let's do some shooting.
Oof, that'll hit.
Excellent.
Three damage.
Yeah, I hit the wrong number.
Oh, okay. Got excited. I was like, "Whoa! What are these guys packing? Miniature ballistas?"
Me
They,
too. I was like,
yeah, they have 3 hit points. They didn't take 3 damage.
secret
War,
Oh,
crit.
okay.
war crimes engaged.
But your warders still have 2 actions.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot again.
We discovered a new alchemy potion. We call it mustard gas.
Excellent.
Sure.
Ooh, nice hit.
What are these things? Yeah, I think the last is going to be a guard.
Okay,
Maybe, in case these guys
just
charge us, which
just
they're,
in case.
they're going to charge somebody, so... Yeah. Alright, and that's a maneuver roll, right?
Yes, it is.
Okie dokie. Incoming. Ugh.
It's enough. Your maneuver difficulty is 26.
Gotcha.
Like, it's fairly easy to maneuver. Most of your units have like a plus 20.
Mm-hmm.
But every once in a while, you're making a maneuver roll against somebody else.
Okay.
Oh, gotcha. And then it's like a maneuver DC or something.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
So they may make a... Ooh, they need to make a morale check.
Oh.
Against the highest morale DC in your group.
$14 for the kobolds.
15 for the knights.
Yeah, I think it's 15 for everybody except the kobolds.
15 for the hobgoblins as well.
So they need to hit a 20. They need a 25.
I was getting my games confused. I was looking at hit points for morale.
Ooh, critical
Crit fail.
critical failure on the morale check.
Oh, no.
So they must retreat.
Yes.
And while routed, they take a -2 penalty to further morale checks. Of all armies on one battle are routed. So yes, so after like some back and forth, I mean, your knights are pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, they
hobgoblins,
take a lot of hits.
they did.
Medics to the front.
So yeah,
Yes.
just so you guys know, there's in order to do medicine on people on armies, there's an actual tactic for that. Otherwise, armies heal slowly over time because you're dealing with like hundreds of people.
Yeah.
So you can't battle medicine them or anything. They will recover, but it's going to take them like the knights are going to be feeling this battle for a couple of months.
Gotcha.
But as the rest of the regulars go running into the hills, and I mean, people take some pot shots and stuff, but the battle is won. There are some like dozens of dead trolls. There's like 50 or 60 dead mercenaries and bandits and the like, barbarians. But your armies have proven the day.
The kobolds are still in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
I'm sure the kobolds harass them as they retreat.
Yeah. Warders are screaming at him, "Come back, you son of the bitches."
But yes, your first war encounter.
Oh, first implies there's more.
First implies there's more.
You know the damn well is going to be.
we
100%.
need some sentinels.
100,000%. We need to bump armies up.
Those
now.
kobolds did great though, eh?
Oh, yeah. That worked out well, actually.
Angry kobold noises.
We
But
need to get that healing for a lot of the units that we get to. I think that's crucial. That healing ability.
Yeah, the only downside is that we have to buy it every time we use it.
the healing potions have to be bought every time.
Oh, gotcha.
There is
It is only 15 resource points though, so that starts being less of a steep price when we're rolling more and bigger dice.
well, that's
For
it.
sure.
Like you guys now for resource points at this kingdom level are rolling like 15 d10.
Okay.
Not counting anything that you might get for like trade or whatever. So, like
Gotcha.
15 for a healing potion isn't that bad.
Out of curiosity, what was our resource dice when we were like a level 1 kingdom?
D4s. It was like it was like 94.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. Nice.
It was rough.
Yeah.
But,
Would have taken all our capital for one round of healing potions.
But yeah, now that you guys have a feel for warfare, when army actions come around, you'll have a better idea as to like, oh, this is good, this is not good.
1000%.
Yeah, and tactics and stuff, right? Picking those out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there is like a battlefield medicine tactic.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
fun.
Anything to get you back hit points during or strikes during the fight is boss in my opinion.
Yeah, and like the hobgoblins in particular have like extra ammunition, so they can do. 'Cause most range units can do like 5 strikes. Your hobgoblins can do, I think, 8 or 9.
Oh yeah, they can shoot all
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Up in that capability might be good too.
So yeah, we'll take a quick little like 5-minute break, and then we'll turn over to the PCs with their covert commando assault on an Amon Trask.
Sounds good.
This guy thinks he dual wields.
I'm gonna-
Show him what dual wielding is.
I'm gonna take off for my mother-in-law's birthday.
Yeah.
But good luck killing the commander, guys. Hopefully
Okay.
less ones will show up.
Hopefully all the ones are out of your
Yeah.
system, but you'll have hero points, so there is that.
That's true.
True.
Take care, John.
All right, you two
Perfect.
guys. See ya.
Have a good night.
Later.
Bye.